My name is Jaden. I'm a mystic, philosopher, a polymath, a healer, and it's my mission to help as many artists as possible live their most free and authentic lives by helping them understand who they truly are and helping them express who they truly are. But 2 years ago, I didn't have this mission statement. I didn't understand that this was my purpose, this was my calling. 2 years ago, I just felt like a lost guy. I was pretty depressed. I was coming out of that depression 2 years ago, but 2.5 years ago, early 2023, I was cooked. And all I knew was that I had a heart for helping people, and I had a thirst to create, and an unquenchable, just desire for knowledge. And so all I could do is move from that place. I didn't really have much else besides the fact that I knew I wanted to make YouTube videos, the fact that I knew I loved helping people, and the fact that I knew I loved learning stuff. That's really all I knew, mid-2023, when I decided to start getting on this self-discovery journey of, finding my purpose. And in the last 2.5 years, in the last 2 years, I've done just that. And it's pretty crazy. I was at I started going to a church recently. And it's been interesting because I'm a Christian mystic. And so reintegrating into Christianity has been a very interesting process for me over the last month. As I've been going to this new church. But I've been loving it, and I was at a young adults group last night, which was really awesome. And I was connecting there, and we had kind of, we got to the end of the night, and we were doing prayer requests, basically. And so I was kind of scared at first, but I eventually decided to share. And we got to this point where one of the girls that was there, her name is Mariella, super awesome. She's a fellow philosophy nerd. She's a theology gal. So we were nerding out. It was awesome. But she had basically had a praise report in terms of how her prayer was answered, in terms of wanting God to bring more people to her life. And when she'd said that, it kind of triggered me to feel in that moment God had done exactly that for me. I'd had this yearning, this desire to just serve more people, to bring more people, the heart of God, the love of God, because that's my number one desire. And I didn't really pray about that or really conceptualize that consciously, but that had been in me. It had been in my spirit, and God had answered that and brought me to this community that I was able to come and serve in now and feel a part of. And I'm super excited about that, to learn and grow in that. And I was saying how yesterday I have gone to this point where I feel like I have so many gifts to give, but I felt like I didn't really have this place to give them. And so I'm so grateful that God has given me this, and I'd like to also ask to receive more people, more channels for me to bring people the love of God, And it's so beautiful to be 21 years old and have such conviction and my purpose. And I know that I can help you navigate yours. And so over this series, I'm going to make 5 videos on purpose. Number 1 is going to be this video on cutting distractions. Number 2 will be finding new influences and mentors. Number 3 will be about obsessing with learning. Number 4 will be about spending time in your inner world. And then number 5 will be about moving fast off your intuitions and desires. Over these next 5 videos, I'm going to be walking you through basically the process I'd kind of went through over the last 5 years unknowingly. And I've articulated these things, and I've kind of given you this step-by-step process to help you kind of speed it up and help you get from just feeling like you don't really know much, if anything, to not knowing everything, but having some clarity, some direction that you're moving on that feels resonant in your being. That's what I desire for you. And I know I can get you there if you stick with me during this process, alright? So that's what I'm going to ask from you. If you feel like my story is kind of resonating with you, maybe you're liking my vibe, I'm like, ooh, Jaden's kind of this cool spiritual vibe. I like his style though, Maybe I like his colored, his markers. They're pretty nice, right? They're very nice, right? I got some colors on my notes here, you know what I mean? So you know what I mean? I was drawing some shapes earlier. Maybe I'll explain one of these in my vlogs. If you stick around, you can find out. I don't know. Yeah. Let's get into this. Let me tell you a bit of my story. So, like I told you, in the first half of 2023, I was pretty depressed. And this was because of a few factors. One was because I had kind of grown up thinking that I'd be into science and that I would, maybe be in the STEM field. I'd always been like a huge science and math nerd. But I went to college and majored in physics for my first semester, and I was just like, oh yeah, I don't care. Wow. And so that had kind of like slapped me in the face, and I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. I just don't give a fuck. It's fun, like I enjoy it intellectually, but there's no heart. Because my heart's always been in people. And I always knew that. But I didn't really come to terms with that until like my second semester when I decided I wanted to change to sociology. Now I couldn't actually change my major. I was on academic probation because I decided to stop going to class for the last three months of the first semester. Like I said, I was depressed. And a part of that, especially like why I was, distracted that last semester, was because of a girl. And I'll talk more about her. If you guys want to go to my relationships channel, Conscious Lovers, that's in the description. I'm going to be telling stories about her some other time. And throughout, I have other stories about her on like my old channel, YDC Damon, if y'all want to go look that up. I'm not going to put that here because I don't really like that channel, but there's wisdom on there, I'm not going to lie. There's sauce on there. But anyways, I was messing with this girl at the end of 2023, or 2022, right? My freshman year of college, my only year of college. And then in the second half of the semester, right, towards the beginning, I like wanted to be with this girl, like in a relationship with her, but she was like, oh no, Jaden, like I'm not ready, blah blah blah. And then the second day back from break, right, from like winter break, she tells me, yeah, Jaden, I got a man, so you're Dunsville, you're cooked. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So basically, I suck, I'm a piece of shit, I'm trash, I'm unworthy. Say less. That's how I felt about myself, right? Obviously, those things weren't conscious. I wasn't saying these things in my head, but that's definitely how I felt. And because that's how I felt about myself, I was moving from this place of lack, from victimhood. And I just felt so stuck. I felt like I didn't really have a place to go from there. And eventually, after a few months, I'd had this session with one of the like counselors there. I was able to get like 6 free sessions with like the counseling services at the school. And her name was Hope. She's actually from where I'm from, Newark, New Jersey. I went to school in Montclair State University. And it was so interesting because maybe in like our 4th session, Hope had said to me, she was like, Jaden, I think you don't want to be here. Here as in like the school, right? Going to college. And I was just like, yo, wow. What a profound insight. And it was like, holy shit, like no duh. But it was like I almost needed her to say that so I could admit it to myself and like see that this really was like my desire. And it was just like, that was like when I first started getting honest with myself. You know what I mean? At this point, I wasn't even going to class. Like, fuck class. I literally went to class for like the first the first week of the second semester, and then I never went. I spent my days waking up, getting high, fapping, binging food, playing video games, talking to this girl, talking to that one, getting high again, binging more food, playing more video games, some LQ here, some LQ there sometimes, and, smoke again, go to sleep, and repeat. You know what I mean? That was basically my life for the first 5 months of 2023. January through May 2023, that was my whole life, bro. Whole life. I was just depressed. All escapism. I didn't want to be in this world, I didn't want to be in this world, so I was just, like, out there. I was not here. I was so distracted. But there would be times where I would, maybe go outside. I'd like smoke a J by the skyline, and I would just sit outside and feel connected. And in those times, I would kind of get some insights about myself. Where I'd be like, damn, Jaden, like, you loved helping people. You loved talking to people. Like, those times where I would be with my friends and we were just having deep conversations. I was listening to them, or I was giving them advice, or, they were listening to me. They were giving me advice, whatever it was. Those were always the times where I felt most present, most fulfilled. And I was like, man, like, I just have a heart for people, man. And I realized, like, that was a big desire I had. And I went back to the times in my early childhood, 8, 10 years old, where all I loved was making YouTube videos, making comic books, drawing, dancing, singing. Like, my entire life was creativity. And I was like, dude, I love to make stuff. And I want to be a YouTuber. Like, that's what I want. That's been my dream since I was 5 years old. since I posted my first YouTube videos when I was 8 years old, February 24th, 2012. Ever since then, like, it's just like, this is all I want. But I just wasn't being that. I wasn't living in that. I wasn't building that. And because I was unaligned with the things in my core, I felt that. And I suffered because of those things. And I realized, I'm like, nah, I have to create. I have to help people. And I want to help people. But I'm fucked in here. I don't know what's going on. So I gotta, like, help myself first. And that was when things started for me. It was when I had this call of, you know, something self-transcendent, the purpose, the mission of, like, creating and of helping people. But I felt like I was blocked because I couldn't help myself first. How can I be the source of love for other people if I don't have that for myself? How can I be the source of healing for other people if I don't have that for myself? How can I be the source of expression for other people if I don't have that for myself? And so I was like, okay, bet. So we got to get on this first. Okay, I can do that. But I felt like I was trapped in my environment. And so I hit my dad up and I was like, hey dad, I want to, like, come move back to Georgia. Me and all my family are from New Jersey. My parents haven't been together my whole life. And so, like, in 2017, my dad, my stepmom, me, and my 2 younger brothers, we actually all moved down to Georgia from New Jersey. But I wasn't really jacking it, and so I left after a year. I did my 8th grade year here, and then I left. And I did high school and my year of college in New Jersey. And then after that, I came back, and I've been here since 2023 for 2 years. And, man, it's been crazy to see just how much my dad has grounded me and given me the ability to explore the unknown. Kind of like explore the force. If you think about, like, a map, think about discovering yourself, understanding yourself, this process of self-discovery, of self-knowledge. It's like a map. If you ever play, like, Fortnite or GTA and you have, like, the dark map, and you have to, like, go into the territory to, like, light up the map, you know what I mean? That's what knowing yourself is like. That's what knowing God is like. You have to explore. You have to try things out. And the thing is, you won't understand what things are truly being called for you to explore if you never cut the distractions. And so when I moved here to Georgia, finally, in, you know, July of 2023, after the summer ended, I was like, okay, I'm going to stop with all this bullshit consumption that I've been doing. I'm going to stop, like, putting all my attention towards, like, BS entertainment content, and I'm going to lock in. And so I made a new account. I told you guys, like, my old YouTube channel, I made that channel, and I decided to just, like, only follow people in the realms of, like, productivity, mental health, stuff like that, business. That was, like, before I was really into, like, my spirituality. And so I think at first I followed, like, Ali Abdal, Dr. K from Healthy Gamer GG, Andrew Huberman, Alex Hermosi. I feel like there's someone else I'm missing. Oh, Chris from First Man, and Captain Sinbad. Those are my guys, right? Those guys, like, were really, like, the foundation. And I learned so many things from them. I cut the distractions. I deleted Instagram. I was never a TikTok guy, but I just only started consuming long form. I just started getting obsessed with it. And I started, like, listening to audiobooks way more. And I just wanted to start learning a lot more. That's, you know, we're going to talk about that in the next 2 videos. But I really want to hammer down on why cutting distractions is so important. Because there are new things that you need to allow into your life. You need new mentors, new knowledge, new wisdom, new experiences. You need new things in order to discover, right? Right now, you're currently in this area of the map that has already been lit up. You already know what's in this current experience, and you don't really like it. So what you got to do is you got to explore these dark areas, the unknown. And yeah, it's scary because you don't know what the fuck is going on. I get it. But at the end of the day, the only way you're going to find yourself and find what you desire is by exploring those things. But you won't explore those things if you're constantly listening to everyone else telling you, oh no, don't explore that, just be here. Oh no, you can't be that way, be this way. Nah, fuck all that bullshit, bro. Fuck what the programmers are telling you. I don't give a fuck about what your parents are telling you, or about what social media is telling you, or about what the religious figures are telling you, or about what the education system, the workplace, the government. I don't fucking care about what none of the programmers are selling you, bro. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. You understand me? Because at the end of the day, God has a program for you. And that is the only program you should care about. There is a program that's already in your heart, but you can't hear it. You can't actually discern from what's BS and what's true for you, from what is coming from outside influence and what's internally influenced, coming from God. You can't discern between these things because you aren't tapped into your inner world. You're too distracted. You have all these unaligned people giving you these influences in your mind. You have all these unaligned habits keeping you distracted. All these vices keeping you pulled away. You have all of these unaligned consumption patterns in terms of doom scrolling, right? In terms of giving your energy to people and to things that just aren't serving you. Like bullshit drama on TV or the fucking news. Here's the mindset I need you to adopt. You need to release the old in order to make room for the new. That's how all things work. I told you guys about my old channel, right? I made like 400 plus videos on that channel. I had an email list previously with 130 people on it, right? I'd had that channel and that email list for like a year. And in like May, I started feeling called to make a new channel because it just felt like this is the analogy I put towards it. It felt like that channel and that like email list, that was like a vehicle for self-discovery. It was like a relationship almost, like with a woman. And I learned so much about myself. I had so much love and experience of just bliss and amazingness with that woman. I learned so much about myself with that woman. And then I realized that I don't want to be with this woman. I realized that the way I'm moving, that how I've presented myself isn't really who I am. It just doesn't feel aligned. Staying here feels like I have to keep conforming to this version of me that she wants when that's not who I want to be anymore. And that's how I felt with like my old channel. I felt like I had to conform to the version of me that I already molded myself into. So I was like, yeah, no, fuck that. I need to step into a new. I'm just going to release all this. I don't care about all 1.3k subs. I don't care about the 130 people on my email list. I made this new channel. I was like, yo, if y'all want to come pop out, pop out. I made a new email list. I was like, yo, if y'all want to come pop out, pop out. I had 130 people on my email list. One person came. Charge us to the game. That's who wanted to come. Let's go. Let's rock out. Shout out Tara in the set. I had like maybe 5 people who came from my old channel to this one, the Mystical Polymath. Is what it is, baby. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I didn't care about who came because I knew that I was letting room for new people to come in because that's what I desired. I needed to let go of the old to make space for the new. That is what I need you to understand about these people that are currently in your life. These unaligned habits, these unaligned people, these unaligned consumption patterns. These are the 3 things that I need you to be aware of. There are unaligned people in your life that you're giving your energy to. People that have beliefs about you, that have things that they see in you that you don't see in yourself. People that want to keep you in a certain paradigm, in a certain pattern, in a certain mindset. It's horrible, bro. Surrounding yourself with people that don't have ambition when you have ambition is going to kill your ambition. Surrounding yourself with people that don't have desire when you have desire is going to kill your desire. Surrounding yourself with people that don't want to be better when you want to be better is going to make you not want to be better. You can't do that, bro. You can't give your energy to people that don't fucking deserve it. I'm going to be real. And honestly, bro, this means probably some of your friends, even your family. If they're not aligned with your core values, if they're not aligned with the dreams and the desires you have for yourself, the visions you have for yourself, I don't give a fuck about who they are. I don't care if you're your fucking mama. I don't care. I really don't. Because at the end of the day, God has put something on your heart, in your mind. And most people aren't going to see that. Are you going to stop their perceptions of what you desire to stop you from like putting that thing into reality? You want to be an artist. You want to be a creator, a philosopher, a teacher, a guide. You want to help people. You want to be a revolutionary. Yeah, I feel you. I'm the same way, bro. I'm with you on that one, gang. So, like, why are you cool with being a conformist? Revolutionaries don't conform. They contrast. They contradict. They often go against the grain. Conformity is a circle. But if you want to be a rebel, a leader, a visionary, you have to be the line. A lot of people just want to be comfortable in the circle. But you're not called to be comfortable in the circle. You're called to be the line. You're called to pursue, to lead, to influence. That's what's on your heart. So why are you allowing people to stop you from that? Because what happens if you don't have any friends? What happens if your family doesn't validate you anymore? I mean, shit, what happens? Maybe you start, you know, maybe life sucks for a little bit. I get it. But then eventually you're going to realize, like, hey, maybe they really don't even have my best interest at heart. They think they do. But that's not really coming from love. That's coming from ego. They want to control me. They want to have me in this box. And they want to feel comfortable about where I am and feel good about that. Fuck that. Like, what are we talking about right now? Fuck that. I don't care about what no one wants for you. I care about what you want for you and what God wants for you. And you're not going to step into those things if you're constantly allowing other people, whether that be people in your life directly, your friends, your family, your mentors, whether that be social media, right? The things you allow to come into your awareness, whether that be TV, movies, news, social media, like whatever, like literally anything you consume, just unconscious consumption in general, right? People don't understand that the things you put into your mind and into your body affect you. Like, like this is just how it works. The food you put into your body matters. It's the same with your mind. The beliefs, the programs you put into your mind matters. What's planted in the mind shall always be returned. That's from Earl Nightingale's The Stranger's Secret. He said that if you plant corn, corn will sprout. If you plant nightshade, which is a poison, nightshade will sprout. And so if people put BS into your mind, you can't do this, you can't do that, limiting beliefs, you know what your mind's going to say? I can't do this, I can't do that. You're going to limit yourself. But if you get new mentors like me, who say, no, fuck that bullshit, you can do whatever the fuck you want. God is calling you to be who you desire. And it's up to you to step into that. And you can. As long as you don't allow other people to hold you back from there. You are power. You are beauty. You are love. You are the manifestation of infinite intelligence, infinite love in this physical lifetime. It's pretty crazy. And when you empower yourself with those beliefs, they're empowering. And so I need you to cut the distractions. I need you to stop allowing things that don't serve you to enter your field. And this can be people. This can be habits and vices. Now understand, we all have our vices. I still smoke way too much. Like, I smoke too much weed. Right? And I'm still navigating that. But 2 years ago, I used to be fucking addicted to porn and to video games. And I'm nowhere near that anymore. I'm not gonna lie. I really enjoy video games now. Like, I actually love just playing video games now. I'm gonna be real. I'll even watch porn, in fact, like every few weeks if I want, if I'm really feeling it. And you know what? I enjoy that. And it's not even cope. I realized that today. I'm like, damn, it's not even cope. That's hard. I've actually gone to a next level. Because I don't feel like unfulfilled or unsatisfied if I don't bust or not. That's fucking crazy. I enjoy not busting. But sometimes my sexual energy feels overwhelming and I want to bust. Sometimes I want to see some porn. Porn is cool. At times. Right? But it's like, I understand navigating your vices. And this shit is hard. And I'm not going to try to tell you to jump on all of them at once. I think that's pretty unreasonable. Now, if you're hard like that, ball out, gang. You're a harder G than me. No bullshit. I couldn't do that shit. I had to do these bitches one at a time. And so for me, first it was video games, and then it was porn, and now I'm on my relationship with weed. But even still, you have to get to this place of neutrally observing yourself in those as well, in your behavior, because the longer you stay completely just judging yourself, you're gonna stay trapped in a cycle of negativity. You know what I mean? If you judge yourself for falling off the wagon, let's say you want to stop playing video games, but you really are feeling the itch, and so you go play video games for 8 hours one day, and then you're just oh, I'm the biggest piece of shit ever. I fucking suck. Whatever. No, you shouldn't have that mindset. If you just went 3 days without playing video games, and then you play video games for 8 hours one day, that means you average 2 hours over 4 days. When before you used to average 12 hours a day. I'd say that's pretty good progress. You see what I'm saying? Or like with porn, with fapping. If you used to be a fucking pleasure goblin like me, fap like 2-3 times a day, that's like 60 to 90 times in a month. But what if you just got down to like 3 times a week, like every other day? You just went from 60 to 90 to 12. Like, that's insane you feel what I'm saying? That's insane progress. You should have this mindset in terms of like consciously de-escalating and like removing these things. And I feel like as you take these things down and you put new things in, you add these new things, which we're going to talk about in later videos, but I'd say like the main thing is like you need something that you feel like is genuine to you, something that you want to build with. If you're a man, that's something you want to like build. That can be like your mission, like that can be like building your body, building your mind, like maybe your philosophy, building your art, your creative practice, your skills, your craft, like developing yourself, building your brand, building your business, whatever it is, building your spirituality, building your ability to help people, stuff like that, right? Making yourself better for the mission, right? That's kind of like the masculine inclination. If you're a woman or you have a more feminine inclination, then it's like the flow of love and intimacy. It's nurturing. It's serving other people in the context of like making them empowered, making them feel good, but it's also surrendering into love and just being love, right? Like I love this like through nature. Like when I'm outside, I'm just like, love, baby. Yeah. Or like even especially like in intimacy, like when I'm like with a woman, it's kind of like impossible to not be present with a woman, in my opinion. Well, that's not true, but because I am so present now, and I've made it like my #1 priority to always be present with a woman if I'm with one, then it's like, alright, whatever. I need you to stop giving your energy to things that are distracting you, and I need you to start giving your energy to things that fulfill you. Right? Stop giving your energy to things that contract you and take away from your energy. Start giving your energy to things that expand you and fill up your energy, fill up your cup. Stop pouring into people that aren't pouring back into you. Stop pouring into habits that aren't pouring back into you. Stop pouring into consumption patterns that aren't pouring back into you. Very simple. If you have relationships in your life, they should be relationships of giving and receiving, where both of you feel like you're winning in the situation. Both of you feel like you both love having the dynamic that you have. Both of you feel like you're giving and receiving, and you love that. When it comes to the habits you have, do these things actually bring things to your life, right? Do they actually bring joy and peace to your life? Do they actually bring creative fulfillment? Do they bring social fulfillment? Like, what do your habits actually bring you? Because if you got honest with yourself, you'd probably realize that most of them are just like helping you escape. Because you don't want to feel the things that you want to feel, or that you should be feeling. And we're going to talk about that in Spend Time in Your Inner World, Part 4. You have to be aware of like your consumption patterns. Are you actually are you pouring into things that are really giving you knowledge, that are really giving you self-awareness, that are really giving you inspiration, that are, really giving you like true entertainment and like moving you like stories do, right? Like there's nothing wrong with wanting to be entertained, to wanting to just be immersed in story. Like I still watch TV and shows, like I still love stories more than anything, right? But I'm aware, I'm conscious of my consumption with them, right? I don't just spend all day binging. I enjoy some binging now and then, but most of the time I spend watching shows, it'll probably be like maybe like 30 to like 60 minutes a day, something like that. I'll watch maybe like an episode or two or something, and that'll be cool for me. And the rest of the time I'm consuming throughout the day, I'm usually like learning, and in those times I'm learning, maybe I'm hearing stories from like mentors, I'm hearing people's stories, stuff like that, and that can be entertaining. Or I'm reading. Maybe I'm reading a novel. That's a great way to get story in your life, right? You should still like have entertainment in your life, guys. That's amazing. Art is everything. Story is everything. I just want you to be conscious of it, okay? So be conscious of your entertainment, of your consumption patterns. Now, I will say this. Delete fucking Instagram and delete TikTok. Get that shit out of my face, bro. Like, no bullshit. What you can download is Substack. Go download Substack. Substack is like a reading platform. That's where I have my writings on there. If you want to check out my writings and my podcast, I have that in the description. I have like some poems on there. I have my philosophy on there. I'm going to be putting way more stuff on there. But Substack is it's a free app, whatever. And it's like a social media platform, but It's basically like mainly for writers. And guys, I'm telling you, if you're like a spiritual motherfucker like me, right, and you're an artist like me, Substack is where you want to be, bro. Those are where all the motherfuckers like us are at. And it's so good because you're not having your attention constantly being fucked by the fucking doom scrolling, right? I mean, you're still scrolling, but it's just conscious. And it's reading. And so you're not being clicked by short form. All right? So Substack, good. Substack, good. Reading, good. Books, good. Right? Like newsletters, good. Right? Go subscribe to my email list. So you can read my stuff. My stuff is very good. So books, reading, awesome. Those are amazing. YouTube, awesome. Podcasts, awesome. Like long form videos, awesome. Even like TV shows and movies, also awesome because they're long form. I just want you guys to like start claiming your attention back from the fucking attention merchants that have stolen your attention and made your attention span fucking garbage. Now, if you've watched this video 30 minutes in, your attention span is a lot better than most people, so fucking respect. But even still, if you still struggle with like doom scrolling, I really want you to delete Instagram and TikTok for just 3 months. Preferably 6, but bro, if you delete these things for 3 months and you make reading, YouTube, podcasts, even TV shows and movies your primary vehicles of consumption, and then you come back to Instagram or TikTok in 3 to 6 months, you'll actually be able to consume consciously on them. Like, I can't scroll shorts for longer than like 5 minutes, if I do at all. I don't really like shorts, I don't really care. But like, I'll hop on Instagram, I'll see a couple shorts, and I'm like, oh man, these are fucking bangers, bro. And I was sick. Most of the time I hop on Instagram, it's just because I want to post. I want to create on there. And that's the mindset I want you to have with social media, guys. Like, it should be the creator first mentality. And because you're a creator, you also want to consciously consume, because creating and consuming are symbiotic. Like, you create from your inspiration, from your wisdom, from your experience. Well, how do you get those things? Through life and through consuming. You see what I'm saying? And so you have to always consume if you want to create. I'm not going to tell you to stop consuming. Nah. I just want you to do it consciously. And that comes with cutting distractions first, so you can actually have the space to consciously consume. You feel me? Adriana. So yeah, guys, like those, I gave you the mindset you need to release in order to make space. And the 3 tactics are: stop giving energy to people that don't deserve it. All right, so cut off the people that don't deserve your energy. Just stop texting them. Stop talking to them. Stop inviting them. If people invite you to hang out and you don't really like them, just stop. It's not even if you don't like them. If you feel like they don't really align with your energy, stop. Stop giving it to them. 2, I want you to choose one vice or bad habit to quit, or at least to consciously improve, right? To like do that progressive deloading. And 3, I want you to delete short form, get Instagram and TikTok off your fucking phone. All right, you can download Substack and go follow me on there. Subscribe to me. All right, I'd be posting sauce on there. And then make books, podcasts, YouTube videos, long form YouTube videos, and TV shows and movies. Fair game. Make those your primary vehicles of consumption. Okay. I promise you, if you do this, man, in a year you won't even recognize who you are, bro. I swear to God. in 3 months you won't recognize who you are, but in a year, 2 years, like I've been doing this shit for 2 years, it's crazy, bro. All right, get hyped for the next 4 videos. This has been number 1 on cut distractions. The next one will be on finding new influences and mentors. Number 3 will be on obsessing with learning. Number 4 will be about spending time in your inner world. And number 5 will be moving fast on your intuitions and desires. All right? This purpose series is going to help you. All right? Take it seriously. If you've already gotten this far, I know you're committed. And if you're ready to take your journey to the next level, I want to invite you to join our community, our Masters of Alchemy program. That's where I really help you take all of these things that I'm teaching you and put them into your life. You get like more direct access to me. You can like DM me, ask me questions. You can always DM me on Instagram, but I don't really be on that app like that, so there's no guarantee that you'll get me. But if you want to talk to me more, I like host like calls in my community, and so you can hop on a call with me. We can chop it up there. I have courses and guides. I have our Mental Alchemy 101 program. I have our the Power of the Pen journaling course. I have the Block to Balance creativity course. All of those things are about helping you understand your inner world so that you can move from that place of self-knowledge and start discovering, right? Lighting up parts of the map and getting that experience in life so you know what God is calling you to do. And so if you found, this video valuable, you're really ready to take your journey to the next level, go check us out at Masters of Alchemy. Come join us, all right? that is really where you want to go. When you trust me enough to take your journey to the next level, I'm going to help you get there, alright? Besides that, like I said earlier, my name is Jaden. I'm a mystic, I'm a philosopher, I'm a polymath, I'm a healer. It's my mission to help as many artists as possible live their most free and authentic lives by helping them understand who they truly are, helping them express who they truly are. And that's why I'm so passionate about bridging the worlds of art, philosophy, and mysticism, spirituality, over here on my channel, The Mystical Polymath. And that's why I'm so passionate about talking about love and relationships and dating on my channel, The Conscious Lovers. Check that out, link in the description. So if those missions resonate with you, I'd appreciate if you drop a sub to those movements. If you want to listen to my writings, if you want to read my writings or listen to my podcast, go join the Substack, link in the description. And if you'd like to talk to me one-to-one, you can hit me up on Instagram, alright? Do it today. Be better for it tomorrow. Stay devoted. Stay inspired. God bless the rebels, baby.